Well, it's funny. You actually lived right next to the 75th precinct, and if you're from Brooklyn or from New York City, really, you know that precinct, I think, still to this day, is one of the worst, one of the highest crime areas in all of New York City. Talk to me about living next to the 75th precinct in its heyday in terms of crime.
It was crazy. I used to live, so my house was literally next to the precinct. So it's right on Exeter Street. So they have the entrance where the cars go in and they park. That was the back entrance to the precinct. And I never forget, my sister and I used to always run like early in the morning. I mean, whatever. It was, most of the day, it was mostly me. We used to run to the kitchen, in the back kitchen window, and we used to look to the back. And we used to see the back entrance of the precinct, and we used to see these cops going in there with prisoners. It was crazy because, you know, the stuff that you witnessed, you know, back then. So, you know, back then they used to take those prisoners in there, and you see all the beatdowns, you see all the, you know, the fights going in there, like guys, you know, resisting, trying to go in there. You know, as a little kid, me and my sister watching all this, I'm like, wow, man, I used to love it. I used to tell my sister, man, I said, when I grow up, I want to be a cop. And my sister was like, you know what? But, you know, unfortunately, you know, I didn't have a great experience with police officers, you know, even though I wanted to be a cop. But, you know, it was.
What type of problems did you have with the police?
Let me give you one. I mean, as much as I love cops, and I'm a retired sergeant from the police department, you know, but back then, as much as I loved them, I used to hate them. Unfortunately, because they didn't know how to treat people, you know. But back then, man, I'll give you a quick story. One of the turnoff and one of the stuff that really that turned me against the police officer was that my father, I was a young kid, man, and my father, and I'm in the car, my sister, my father. It's my father, me, and my sister in the car waiting for my mother to come down from her apartment, you know, from the apartment, and she's locking the door. A cop, one of the police officers pulled up behind them, and they start honking, you know, like, you know, doing the whoop whoop, you know, so you can move. And my father, you know, is putting his hands out, saying, "Wait, you know," he's pointing to my mother. You know, I'm waiting for my wife. She's coming down. And so they whoop him again so he can move. And he's like, you know, like 1 minute. Now my mother's crossing the street, coming into the car, and they jumped out of the car. They approached him. Man, let me tell you, they started cursing him out. They told him to get out of the car. He didn't want to get out because he didn't do anything wrong. He was just waiting for my mother. They beat the living shit out of her.